Okay, so let's start with a first application.
Appoggiare a stick.
It was done. You just have to wait.
Devi aspettare un attimo.
Tu pourras faire une des deux applications, il y en a deux pareilles. Ok. So let's go find out your password. It's very, in technical terms, it's very difficult to do that, but it's feasible. So if you lose your identity, you have a problem. You have to tell us that you've lost your stick, your identity, and we have to revoke or cancel your identity and create a new one together. So you will see the process. You have to do this only once. Once this is done, your stick is initialized, and the next time you will start, you will not have to redo that. It will be ready, okay? But don't lose it. That's the message. Okay, so the first time you start, the stick understands that there is no electronic identity yet stored in there. So it pops up with that interface and asks you whether you want a request for your identity. So the first thing you do is to click on the request button, and there you provide basic information, so first and last name. You have two boxes, one for the first, one for the last name. Yes.
I have to do later.
You will have to, we'll redo that together,
Okay.
it's not a problem. An email address, a phone number. You don't change the organization, you just leave it as is. You don't have to specify this, nor the country. Just so now one thing that is information. This
should leave it as it is.
Yes.
Organization, you should leave it. Organization, you should not put it in. Country, you should leave it.
I have to.
No, you leave it. You leave it. It's not important. Now you have to provide a passphrase.
Country.
Yes.
Yeah, this you have to do.
Okay.
The passphrase is
pure country. It's a country of your to which belong your electronic identity.
Okay. Ok, Spain.
Yes, it comes from Spain. Your electronic identity.
Allora anche Nimo. Eh sì, lo devi rimettere yes.
Yes. In the case of HEC, the identity provider is Magic Knowledge, which is in Spain, so you have to leave these two fields as they are. In a commercial setting, it would be different with a recognized identity provider, but in HEC, we decided to do that for cost, for budget reasons. Okay, once this is done, you have to provide a passphrase. That's really important. It's your password to access the system. It must be 10 characters minimum, and you can mix different characters, punctuations, numbers. You are not obliged, but you can do that if you want. But don't lose it.
Yeah, sure.
And this is really personal. You should not provide. You should not tell it to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Etc.
Sure.
Because well, you have to know that everything that you do in the system with your electronic identity, you are responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody rob your identity and use it in the system, you are responsible for it. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So once this is done, you will click on the OK button. That should show you this interface. So it's interacting with the system and sending your request. So here you validate the upload of your request, and it is telling you that the request has been successfully sent. So now, as you can see, the application has different steps. You have completed the request in the first step, and as such, you don't see the former interface, and you have to wait for the certificate authority, for the identity provider to sign it and to provide it back to you. Eventually, we should do, yes, yours, so that we do not repeat the process.
To close this? No?
Usually, you can close it now because you have to wait for in a real world. You should wait for an email from the electronic identity provider saying that your request is signed. In this case, it's me, so I will sign it here, so you do not have to wait for your email. But usually, you cannot do anything more.
But I have to close this to open mine.
So to close it, put it in the C string. So you have to right click and use the quick menu.
And the username is what about the username? Because the password is...
If you have the password and you don't have any username, your username it will be your electronic identity. Because your USB stick contains this electronic identity. And that's why the USB stick itself is personal. You cannot give your USB stick to somebody else, and to try with another electronic identity because
This is mine.
This is yours. You can personalize it.
But don't stick the password on this.
Yes, you can close it. Also, something very important. You know that I think that you all used this previously.
Yeah.
You know that to properly remove it from the computer, you have to unmount it.
From here?
From
yes,
here.
Yes, I did.
Okay?
I did.
This is very important because if you write something here and if you don't do that, you can break the content of the stick. Okay? Yes, because your application is still open. So you close here, you put it in the C tray, so you right click, okay, you right